Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles Minutes, and today I want to make you a general, the person in charge of your life. So most people are not in charge of their lives, and so as a doctor and helping people solve problems, most people don't. And I was 26. I was appointed to run one of the largest chiropractic facilities in the country. I was in charge of guys 40 years old, and I don't know. My dad taught me to be a leader, so I'm just sharing what was given to me by my father. To have fortunate enough that I had a man like this in my life, and I want to share with you something. So this way you can have states of equanimity. Equanimity is contentment in trouble. Like you have peace because there's no problem if you have the solution. So, as a doctor, I take care of some of the toughest cases, the chronic pain that no one's. I got a headache and no one solved it. I've been to every doctor, blah 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 blah. Like okay, sometimes I tell them shut up, not to be mean. Like you've been talking about your problem for how long? 15 years, 20 years. This talk is I got to get you in charge. It's like you're drowning, and I'm the lifeguard in the water. I'm like, yo, keep your eyes on me. I know you're drowning. I need you to keep your eyes on me for a minute. And if you can breathe, you can float. You're gonna be okay, and I'll get you to the beach. Okay. So if you learn this archetype, if you like helping people, you're gonna have to learn how to be the lifeguard. But the first person you gotta learn how to save is yourself. So let's go over this concept real quick. How do you solve problems? So most people, all they focus on is the problem, and then they talk about it. Let me tell you about the problem. Let me tell you about the problem. Let me tell you about the problem. Well, see, let's see. It's you told me about the problem last week. You told me about the problem this week. You told me about the problem last month. You told me about the problem this month. You told me about the problem last year. You told me about the problem 2 years later. You told me about the problem 3 years later. Obviously, talking about the problem doesn't do shit. So knock it off. So stop the insanity. You're in a loop. Okay. So first of all, I got to put you back in charge. So right now, most people have the problems in charge. What's in charge of your life? The problem's in charge of my life, Dr. Wood. I got all these problems. Like, how is the problem in charge of your life? I got this pain. I'm telling you, it's real, man. Like my parents, blah blah blah, or my back, my neck. Like, I got it. Okay, I got it. Settle down a little bit. Okay, settle down. It's gonna be okay. I need to get you, the decision maker. Okay. I need you to be the general of your life. Okay, you need to be in charge. I need to talk to the decision maker up there, because the decision maker has an eye to focus, and all you're focusing on is the problems. And then you talk about it, because talking about it makes you feel good. It's like taking narcotics and makes you feel good, but you still got the problem. Let's go back up and talk to you, the decision maker, the general. You're the general. You're in charge, man. I need you to make a new decision here. I need you to put your focus on a solution. Okay? So where the problem is the solution's on the other side of the table. It's right in front of you, but you can't see it because all you want to talk about is the problem. It makes for interesting conversation. It's the same conversation you had last year, this year. You're getting kind of boring. How's your life working out? It's not going so good. Okay. No need to judge here. I'm just making you aware of there's something we need to do. So how you get back you in charge is like, look, you're not gonna go from the problem to the solution. What I need you to do is focus on some breathing. Okay. So I recommend the Wim Hof method of breathing. It's great. You can YouTube it. I also recommend Qigong. It's a way of breathing. So when your mind's running in circles, like, you don't even have the ability to connect to your problem solving skills right now. We're going to get into your breathing. Heart math is another way. Let's get your breathing going. Let's get your heart, get you out of the high adrenaline stress state of fight, flight, freeze. We got to so your thinking's driven your neuroendocrinology. So when you're under stress, distress, that's the way you see it. It's the way you're understanding it. You're fine, but you think you're in trouble. you're going to release adrenaline. It's make your heart beat fast. It says, I need to get the hell out of here fast. I need to react. I need to do something. You're not thinking, so you make terrible decisions of what's going on right now. When you're in a fear state, you're making bad decisions. It always is. Any high emotion can even be love. I'm in love. I'm like, oh, you're not thinking clearly. Then your body's going to release noradrenaline. It's going to go into your abdominal wall. Your body's not going to digest your food. It's going to send the blood supply from your spine and your core out to your arms for fighting, and to your legs for running, or to freeze and turtle up, like a turtle in a shell. Your body's going to contract, go into the fetal position. It's a default state for all fear responses, or you're going to run like hell, okay? Or play dead, or duck and cover. That's all you got. So don't try to chase the hormones, okay? I don't want to get into a hormone thing. Let's just go back to breathing. If you go into the deep breathing, your nervous system will calm down. It won't be in distress like you're panicking. Just like if you're drowning in the water, if you just breathe, man, you're gonna float. Let's just get you floating. I'm not going to give you a swimming lesson here. Okay? Let's just get you to float. Breathe. So I need to talk to you. Hello. Whoever's up there listening. I need you to focus on just your breathing right now. I know you got a problem, but I need you to I need to talk to the person in charge up there. I see you in your problem. You are in the problem. You know you're in the problem. Come out of the problem for a minute. Hello. Who's there? I need to talk to the general, the person in charge. Just bring your focus to the breathing just for a minute. Okay? So once you get up to the breathing and I got you calmed down, you're floating. You start to have some trust in yourself, like I'm okay. Then we'll get into creating the solution. So the solution would be, okay, this is what's happening. Okay? So it sounds like this. Dr. Wood, I want to be healthy. Okay, what does that mean? Well, I don't want my back to hurt anymore. Your brain hears back hurt. So you could have to go to the greatest doctor in the world. They could do all this stuff. It's kind of like, you cut yourself and I sew you up. I did my job. And you go home and you slit your arm again. Here, fix it. Okay. But if you say to yourself, what healthy means to you is not have your back hurt. It's like you're saying one thing and doing another. That's why you're confused and frustrated. How you talk to yourself, what it means. Health means to you, back not hurt. Your brain hears back hurt. You're trying to get healthy and your brain will automatically create, so you're a creator. Your brain's going to create back pain because you told it to. Don't get upset. You have to start writing how you talk to yourself down on paper. And you're going to find out most of the time you're saying one thing and doing something else. It's called incongruent. And you become more split apart inside. Mentally, you're not knitting yourself together, becoming stronger. You're actually pulling yourself apart and you become frustrated. And then you go, screw it, I give up. Why try? Every time I tried, it didn't work. Because how you define being healthy is not congruent in the words you use. Healthy to me means my back doesn't hurt. Your brain hears create back pain. You're stuck. You're screwed, man. No matter how good the doctor is, how much medication you take, you, as a creative being, your brain's going to create that. So if you're in the water drowning, I don't want to drown, I want to drown. What's going to happen? You're going to drown. Guess what your brain hears? Drown. Please define drowning. It means flailing your arms. It means going up and down above the water, eventually go under the water and dead forever. And then you fear the dead forever and you're going to die. And then you panic more. And what you do is you struggle harder. You assume if you struggle more, you'll make it. But actually, the harder you struggle, the more you go under. But if you breathe, you'll float. You'll be okay. So when you're drowning in your emotions, you're drowning in a problem, you're concerned about what's going on in your life, don't try to solve the problem. Don't try to take on swimming here. Take on just deep breathing. Create some space for yourself where you can settle down. So then that allow your brain to come back online. You have the smart part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. So what I do is I help patients then set that clear goal, because even no matter how good you are as a doctor, no matter how good you are as a person, like you can't define health as back pain or knee pain. And if you want to keep talking about it, the story, sometimes you don't want to give up the story, because then you have nothing to talk about, and then you may not feel like you have a relationship quality, because all you've talked about for the last 10 years is your back. That's also a way to get love and attention. So we might have to get into some really deep psychology here, or deep ways of seeing yourself in a new light. Like, what do you want? Well, I want my body to feel light. Okay. See, when you're drowning, if I go, what do you want? Like, I don't want to drown. I don't want to drown. Like, you're going to drown. Or if you decide it, the general, the decision maker, and this creator say, well, what is it? I want to swim. Guess what your brain's going to create? It's going to try to figure out how to swim. Now you're solutions based. But if you keep talking about the problem, drowning doesn't create swimming. You can't have your brain in two different places at once. If your definition is not drowning, you won't swim. If you focus all your attention on swimming, all your focus on swimming, and then what does swimming look like? Well, like I'd be in the water and I'd float. And maybe one arm would go like this. Well, how do you want to swim? I'd be forceful. Or how about just like a nice paddle? So now you're seeing it. You're seeing yourself in your mind swimming and relaxed and comfortable. Comfortable like how? Like I'm laying on the beach or just floating in the water. See, bringing up feeling. See, there's what it sounds like. That's what it feels like. What's it sound like? It could sound like, wow, this is a cool experience. So see how you got all three together? What's it sound like? What's it feel like? What's it look like? How clear is that to your brain? Like, oh, now I know what you want me to create for you. Now that I know what it looks like, what it feels like, particularly the feeling, and what's it sound like, then the brain goes, I got it, and it creates it for you. So that's how you do solutions-based thinking. There's a lot of caveats into, you need to be the general. I could teach you how to be the general. You need to, don't go to the solutions if you're drowning. If you're high emotions, you can't access the creative brain yet. You need to go to breathing. There's methods to do that with. And then once you start relaxing into that, then we can start to get into the solutions. So it's Dr. Wood, and that's how the difference between real problem-solving skills versus talking about problems, or solutions-based thinking versus you're a problem. Have a great day.